Hello there and welcome to the Bearded Peacock, it's my channel, where we talk all things Leeds United. I'm of course George, welcome along to the channel everybody. So another match preview. These games come thick and fast, don't they now? When Leeds played Tuesday, a win at Ellen Road against Watford. Now we play Saturday away at Bristol City. Ashton Gate is the venue. It's a lunchtime kickoff, it's a 12:30 kickoff. Leeds travel to Bristol in search of a third league win in a row. It would mean if we avoid defeat, we're unbeaten in 7. It would be 3 in a row and 5 wins out of those 7. So it's an important game. They all are out there now. It's match day 12. And yeah, we're going to dive into it in this video here. I couldn't get I like to do a chat with a opposition fan, a fan podcast for the away games. I didn't manage to get a Bristol one for this game. Hopefully they will return when we play Millwall a week on this coming Wednesday. So let's wait and see if I can get in touch with anybody there. Anyway, but I'm doing this before Daniel Farke has his press conference. I think it's lunchtime today, isn't it? So yeah, he has. We haven't heard from him just yet, but I'm trying to predict what in terms of the team news anyway, what's going to kind of happen. So we know Ramazani. I think Ramazani will probably miss this game. Knowing now, Daniel will probably say he's fit to play, but I think he twists his ankle or something like this. You know what the like. If you twist your ankle, you might rest it up. Depending on how bad it is, you might then go to work tomorrow morning. Who knows. I don't think, that's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. He's had 3 and a bit days to rest that up. But I don't think he's going to be available for this game. So I think Large is going to be missing. Obviously, we know Junior Firpo is missing. Daniel might shed some light on who he's going to play in his presser, but I'm going to try and predict this anyway. There's one or two switches I might make. So if I was him, I would make 3 changes from the win against Watford on Tuesday, and those would mean we would line up something like this: Melier in goal, of course. I think would be a first start for Isaac Schmidt at left back, Bogle on the other side with Rodon and Strauch in the centre back positions. Tanaka and Rothwell, of course. Then I think I'd probably go with Willie on the right. I'd start DJ Dan James on the left in place of Ramazani if he's not fit. Obviously Aronson in the 10, and then I would go with Joseph up front. So I'd make 3 changes if I was Daniel. I'd put Joseph back in. I don't think Perot can play 3 games in 8 days personally. He did okay, but yeah, I don't know. It's funny, isn't it? Because you call for Perot at the number 9 position, then we get that, and he kind of just doesn't. I don't know. He hasn't really pulled up any trees, has he? To be fair, got the goal at Sunderland a couple of weeks ago. Well, a few weeks ago now, but I don't know. I'd probably switched Matteo back into to the top of the pitch. I thought when he came on Tuesday, we looked a bit more balanced potentially, and Dan as well. I think DJ is always a bonus, and he will come back in. I know Solomon came on for Largy when he got injured in the 13th minute of Tuesday's match, but didn't really do much. I don't think he's fit enough actually, so I think we'll probably see Dan James from the start with Solomon on the bench. So let's wait and see. Let me know what you think of that team, and will he do it? Maybe you listening to it after Daniel has spoken, so you might know a bit more than I do here currently. Let's wait and see. But anyway, let's talk about Bristol City for the meat of this preview, really, because we know what Leeds are going to do. We want to talk more about the opposition, really, in these videos. So, yeah, obviously Bristol, Liam Manning, the manager. Again, we're talking about bad news here on the channel. Devastating news for him and his family, of course. His young son, Theo, isn't it, was obviously tragically passed away. So he is taking time out of his job, and rightly so, to be with his family. So he's not going to be on the touchline. We know this. It's the assistant who's taken it. Is it Chris Hogg? His name. He's the same age as Liam Mann. He's 39. They've known each other for a while since the playing days. There were youth products at Ipswich together. I think they must have carried that friendship through to nowadays. He's been his assistant at all his previous managerial positions. So he's followed him into Bristol last year when he got appointed back end of last year, wasn't it? And now he finds himself in a position where he's actually have to take the team in Liam's absence. So, so he's taken the team. I think this will be his third game in charge, and they've won one. They won at Middlesbrough last week, which was a great result, really. And then they followed that up with a 2-2 draw at Stoke. They were 2-0 down in that game. So Bristol are actually unbeaten in 6 games. They've got 10 points from those games. They have drawn the majority of them. 4 they've drawn with the 2 wins. I think have come against Oxford and Middlesbrough last Saturday. So they're in okay form, really. The Bristol City, for me, are very, very much. They just epitomise championship mediocrity, basically. In the middle of the championship every single year, they came 11th last season. I think they're in the 10th straight championship season now, and I don't think they finished higher than 8th in those years. So it's very much a standard championship side. And yeah, but unbeaten in 6. We're unbeaten in 6 as well. Obviously, we have 14 points, 4 wins. We're basically opposite to them. They've got 4 draws, 2 wins. We've got 4 wins and 2 draws. So, we're in good form. They're not too bad. They're actually unbeaten at home this season. But I think they've played 5 home games off the top of my head. I think they've drawn 3 and won 2. So they've got the most draws in the championship so far out of any other team. That's 6. 6 of their 11 games have been drawn. They don't seem to score that many goals. I know that they had that to and fro game with Millwall a couple of months ago, which ended in a 4-3 win. But generally, I don't think they generally score that many goals. So I think we'll win this game. Leeds generally have the upper hand when they play at Bristol. I think they played them 18 times. I think they've won 15 of those. That's at Ellen Road as well. Out of the last 5 league games, Leeds have won 3 of them. I think they've won the last 3 leads, including last year's 1-0 win down there when Willie Nonto got the winner. He was wearing this shirt, wasn't he? The pink and yellow one we were wearing that evening. It was a Friday night game in February, I think, of last season. Obviously, earlier on this year, we ran out 1-0 winners. But I think it was one of them games where we were very much on top. We just couldn't score. And then eventually we scored the goal and things started to calm down. So, but yeah, Leeds unbeaten in the last 4. I think out of the last 5 games at Ashton Gate, Bristol have won 1. That wasn't since I think it was 2016, sometime in 2016. So 8 years or so ago now since Bristol beat Leeds at Ashton Gate. Out of the last 4, we have won the last 3 and drawn the other one. So they do generally have the better of Bristol. I don't think this will be any different on Saturday lunchtime, but you never know, really. It is a championship. Like I said, they are unbeaten in 6. They haven't lost at Ashton Gate yet this season. So they're going to be high on confidence. Got that 2, they got back from 2-0 down at Stoke on Tuesday, so they'll be buzzing about that. Naki Wells got the double, didn't he? A couple of goals in a couple of minutes at Stoke on Tuesday night, and he loves playing against Leeds, doesn't he? Once, obviously, tipped to come to Leeds, wasn't he? And then he went to Huddersfield, I think, and yeah, he loves a West Yorkshire club, doesn't he? But Bradford as well, wasn't he? And now he's been at Bristol for some time, hasn't he now? So Naki comes back 34 now, but he's always a little bit of a danger. But past there, you look at it and you think, I'm not really sure what Bristol can really bring. Obviously, they're quite hard to beat, but I do think Leeds will puncture that, and I think we'll find a way of getting round them. But no doubt it'll be any game in the Championship's difficult, particularly when you're Leeds United, because it's everybody's cup final, isn't it? Everybody wants to beat Leeds, so it is always, they do raise the game against Leeds United. You can say as an opposition fan, you're just saying that, but it is a fact in this division. Everybody wants to beat Leeds, especially at home, well, especially away as well, but it's they might feel like they have the upper hand potentially at home. It will be a difficult match, but I think Leeds will run out on, come sort of 2:30, 3 o'clock on tomorrow afternoon. I think we will be on top of the league in some way, shape, or form. Let me know how you're feeling about this one in the comments. Are you going to Bristol on Saturday afternoon, Saturday lunchtime, should I say? How are you feeling about this? Any Bristol City fans watching? How are you feeling? How are you feeling about your season? What of the assistant manager? Is there any time scale of when Liam Manning will be back? But he can take all the time he wants, can't he? It was a tragic news, and condolences to him and his family. It's horrendous that yeah, awful news. But thank you very much for watching, marching on together. I'll see you on the next one.